History remembers kings, conquerors, and warriors. But what about the queens they tried to erase? What about the women who ruled with an iron grip, only to be written out of the story? Some were erased by jealous successors, some were smeared as villains, and some were just too powerful for the world to accept. Today, we uncover the lost queens of history, women whose stories are more shocking than the myths written about them. You won't believe who they tried to make us forget. She ruled Egypt for over 20 years, but her own people tried to erase every trace of her. Queen Hatshepsut was one of the greatest pharaohs of ancient Egypt. She expanded trade, built monumental temples, and brought Egypt into a golden age. But after her death, something sinister happened. Every statue, every inscription, every carving of her name was chiseled away, as if she had never existed. Some say it was her stepson, Thutmose III, who ordered her erasure out of revenge. Others believe Egypt simply refused to accept a woman as pharaoh. But she left one thing behind, something they couldn't erase: her temple in Deir el-Bahari. A towering monument to a queen who refused to be forgotten. They tried to bury her memory. Instead, they made her legend immortal, a queen, a king. A betrayal that shook England. Queen Isabella of France married King Edward II of England, a man more devoted to his male favorites than to his own wife. She was humiliated, ignored, and treated as nothing more than a political pawn. But one day she decided she had enough. She fled to France, raised an army, and returned to England, not as a wife, but as a conqueror. Her forces overthrew Edward, and he was imprisoned, and later found dead, some say murdered in the most brutal way imaginable. History called her the she-wolf of France. But was she truly a villain? Or was she the woman who saved England from a disastrous king? She was the rightful queen of England. But history refused to crown her. Empress Matilda was the daughter of King Henry I and his chosen heir. When Henry died, the nobles refused to accept a woman as ruler. Instead, they crowned her cousin Stephen. What followed was nearly 2 decades of brutal civil war. Matilda fought back, taking castles, leading armies, and even escaping a siege in the dead of winter, wearing all white to blend into the snow. She came so close to the throne, but she was never officially crowned. However, she had the last laugh. Her son became King Henry II, starting the famous Plantagenet dynasty. She didn't sit on the throne, but she made sure her bloodline did. Could England's royal bloodline be more diverse than we've been told? Queen Philippa of Hainault, the wife of King Edward III, may have had Moorish ancestry, making her England's first black queen. Yet history books often whitewash her origins. Despite being one of the most beloved queens, known for saving prisoners from execution and ruling with wisdom, modern discussions about her heritage remain controversial. Why is her lineage still debated? Why does history hesitate to acknowledge the truth? One thing is certain: her legacy shaped the English monarchy, whether history wants to admit it or not. These women ruled, fought, and survived in a world that tried to silence them. Some were erased, some were vilified, and some simply weren't convenient for history to remember. But today we remember. Which forgotten queen's story shocked you the most? Let's talk in the comments. And if you want more history that they don't teach in school, hit that subscribe button.